So, welcome back to the Untitled Podcast. I'm here once again with Mia. We are on the coffee and the Chardonnay. So,
Cheers to that.
it's going to be a little bit of a different setup compared to the last episode with Mia. This is filmed 2 days after the first episode, but it'll be weeks after the first episode is published.
Okay.
When this is out. The last one was more quick fire. That turned out not to be so quick fire questions.
So slow fire.
Yeah, slow fire.
We had a slow fire episode.
But this one, we've got more sort of topics and things I want to touch upon, but it's less sort of questions
Okay.
and more just, well, I might on the spot come up with some questions for the topics.
Throw at me whatever you want.
Yeah. So first one, this is a question I think about all the time, and
Okay.
I'm really unhappy with the answers I get when I
Okay.
ask people this question. So, if
Pressure already, I like it.
how much money would you pay to never have to go to sleep again? Or another way to think about it is if you had, how often would you say you sleep on average every day?
How often?
No, how many hours?
How many hours? Well, last night I didn't get the sleep. Last night I didn't get sleep till 6 a.m.
Really?
I was, when you're in some sort of liminal space, you're half asleep and half awake, and I was just dipping in and out of sleep, and then it was literally 6 a.m. last time I checked my phone.
Yeah.
So last night I didn't get much sleep, maybe 5 hours.
Yeah.
But I'd say usually I'm a 10 hour,
Mhm.
a 9-10 hour.
Yeah, because I was awake before you,
Mhm.
which I went to bed quite a bit after you, so I didn't think that would be.
I just had so many things in my brain yesterday, not even relevant. I was just making up random scenarios and just enjoying myself, but it was just keeping me awake.
Yeah, I feel
I
that
don't know.
sometimes helps me get asleep more if I imagine scenarios. Do you know what I mean? Because then I get lost in the world and then I just
See,
enter a
I
dream
was
state.
creating these scenarios, and then I would start laughing, and then
I did hear you making random noises.
and
but,
sometimes I would emerge speaking things.
Yeah, what was it? Sort of sleep talking?
Yeah, but I was kind of awake at the same time.
Because I thought you were talking to people on Snapchat, because you'd start saying something as if you were gonna go on for a minute, and then you just stop after 5 seconds. I was like,
Yeah.
what is she actually
I was
talking
really I was half in my imagination world, half awake. But I was actually awake. When I would speak, I was like, right, what are you doing? Stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting night.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the question.
Back to the question.
So how much money, let's say in this scenario, you can go to sleep if you want to, but you just never really get tired.
So how much would I pay to never get tired?
Yeah, on never feel the need to go to sleep ever again. So you can just stay up 24/7.
Honestly, I feel like I wouldn't choose that. I think I would always have sleep.
That's the common answer that I get.
Yeah, I love feeling tired, getting into bed, cozy, going to bed, feeling all cozy, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I love that process.
That answer really pisses me off.
So you wouldn't sleep?
I would not sleep. I'd pay a lot of money.
How much money would you pay?
Well, obviously I don't really have much loose capital to just be chatting about on this superpower, but however, let's say I'll get a loan from the bank.
Right.
At least $500,000.
You'd pay $500,000?
Because you're getting, let's say you sleep on average 8 hours a night. You're getting 8 hours, that's a third extra of your life.
But everyone else is asleep?
Yeah, so my plan would be have more fun during the day, so not looking as much, and then you've got 8 hours where you don't really have that many distractions from the people during the night, where you can just lock in, focus on whatever it is.
But you know what, I feel like you're missing out on a key aspect of the human experience, which is dream.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to be able to access the dream world in the same way.
Well, you can, because you can still go to sleep, but you just don't need to. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So, and I feel like I don't actually get that much out of dreams.
Do you not?
Sometimes I do. like I enjoy them when they happen, but I feel like I don't really get that much out of it other than like entertainment. Do you know what I mean?
I think my dreams are quite revealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love dreaming.
I find that I dream more when my phone isn't near me,
Okay.
which like I feel like is pretty Marmar like esque idea.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
Like the radiation. I
But
do really think it's true.
like the sleep when you like your brain waves slow down, you're just like in this kind of like temporary hibernation mode.
Hmm.
I think that's good for the mind.
Let's just say there is now 32 hours in a day. You still get your 8 hours sleep, but what are you going to do with your extra 8 hours that you've got each day?
What would I do with my extra 8 hours? Read, probably. I'd read. I would just consume
Hmm.
because I feel like in the waking days I'd look to
Creating.
more create, and then in the depths of the night, I'd look to consume.
Sort of going to go into a more broad topic now,
Okay.
to do with dating.
Okay.
Um, we'll start off with online dating,
Okay.
which is something that we touched upon in the last couple of days a little bit, mainly Hinge.
Mainly Hinge.
Um,
Well, I'm currently on Hinge.
yeah, as am I,
Yeah.
ladies. Um, so what is your thoughts on what online dating has done to the world?
To the world.
Mm,
I think it's had both positive and negative impacts. Positive because it's a super efficient way to meet people.
yeah.
Especially, when you're in a new area and you can even the idea of like you choose who you speak to based
Yeah.
on photos and based on kind of the personality output that people give.
Hmm.
I think it's a very efficient way to meet people. It probably saves people a lot of time, but at the same time, people definitely become reliant on that, and
Yeah.
people are less keen to go out, go to a bar, chat to people, approach people in the street.
Hmm.
Um, but it depends on how you use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And do you think that is definitely a negative of sort of losing the physical interactions and them going more online?
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Like we're social creatures. Like we're born into families, we're born into little tribes, into communities,
Yeah.
and definitely like the digital world has taken that away from us.
Hmm.
And I think it's disempowering.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you think it's possible to find a life partner on one of these apps?
Yeah,
Do you
100%.
think it's less likely that you'd find your life partner?
No,
No.
I don't.
Why is that?
I think it's well, at the end of the day, people are people.
Mm-hmm.
The app doesn't change who people are.
It's that you're still, well, you might meet different people, but
You might meet different
if you met them
people.
in real life, compare online, it's still going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, technology just gives us other ways of doing things,
Hmm.
other routes to kind of the same outcome. So, absolutely, you can meet your soulmate, or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
husband or wife on these apps for sure.
So, moving on to the idea of soulmates.
Okay.
Do you believe in soulmates? And if you do you believe that a soulmate is found or sort of that connection is created?
Good question. I like the idea that people get drawn to each other for certain reasons, which maybe we can't understand. But I don't think there's like one soulmate for each person
Yeah.
right now. I think a soulmate can just be someone where, I mean, to use the word soul, two souls complement each other in a really good way.
Yeah.
And they have this magnetism towards each other. And maybe the other person or both people together, they serve a certain purpose. But I don't think it's just one soulmate. I think you can have multiple soulmates, and a soulmate is just someone you have that deep connection to. And I mean, when you're dating, you feel it.
Hmm.
There's certain people who you just have a different level of connection to.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't end well. That doesn't mean to say that it's,
It's meant to be.
yeah. But yeah, 100% soulmates exist.
Yeah.
And I think people are put together, logic is defied to bring these people together. And yeah, I think it's nice to believe in that as well.
Yeah. So you feel there's sort of like a magnetic pull almost
For sure.
to each
Between
other.
certain people, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think soulmates doesn't have to be romantic. I think it can be friendships as well.
Yeah.
Where you have that different level of connection, that's rare, that's memorable. Where two people just align in a certain way that, really helps both of them and helps people realize things and helps people open up and explore themselves, explore another human, explore all together. Yeah, 100% soulmates.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that idea.
What do you think is the most important thing, or maybe a couple of things, in terms of finding a life partner?
A life partner. I think the most important thing is like both people have to be committed to being in a lifelong partnership.
Yeah.
You can be in love with someone, but it's not enough. I think both people have to also be in love with the idea of being a committed partner to someone for that, for that lifetime. So I think that's definitely important. Another one is values.
Yeah.
If the values aren't aligned, there's going to be so many problems. And it's also it's not nice to live with someone who has different values. You want to be able to create a family based on something that you truly believe in. So I think that's very important. And I think there has to be a lot of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respecting each other's boundaries.
Respecting each other's boundaries, respecting each other's emotions, respecting each other's needs.
Differences.
Absolutely,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
It's not just about love. There needs to be something more, and there has to be a real commitment from people, I think.
Yeah. How do you think it's better to be more similar to your partner, or have someone sort of, if we're talking about them teaching you things about yourself, do you think it's better for them to sort of be unique to you in a lot of ways?
I think both can be very valuable. I think similarities in other people are really good for you seeing and accepting those certain parts of yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in love with someone and they have similar aspects to you. And maybe you can now begin to appreciate those parts of yourself more because you see it in other people and you realize you're still in love with them.
Yeah.
And you love those parts of them. And then the differences as well. The differences are always good because going back to that, it's just bringing in a new perspective and really embracing it.
Yeah.
And I think, a romantic part can definitely do that. I've
Yeah.
certainly experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
Being totally opened up to a new way of looking at life, looking at relationships, looking at everything. And when you're in love with someone, it really forces you to take it on board and really commit to understanding it.
Yeah.
I just think is very beneficial.
Mm-hmm. So going back to the idea of values and sort of creating a family, we talked a lot about sort of life partners, and obviously that sort of goes hand in hand with the idea of marriage.
True.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it would depend on the situation, but ideally, would you get married before or after having children?
I don't think that's so relevant, really. And now marriage is becoming less relevant, I think. I don't think it's always necessary to be married to have that lifelong partnership and to build that family and to be committed to each other. I think marriage means something different now than what it probably did back in the day. People are certainly less concerned about it. I think our generation is.
Yeah.
So I think it's different. I don't think it's so relevant now. Maybe that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it just is what it is. I don't really know. For myself, getting married, I can see myself getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But I can also see myself not getting married.
Okay.
So, we'll see. But
what would that
I
depend on?
respect marriage. I think it's good.
good for society
Yeah.
as well as just the individual.
Yeah, 100%. And I think marriage, obviously, it comes from within religion as well. And I think being married before God is the best way to do it. If I was going to get married, I would probably do it in that way.
In the church.
Not necessarily in the church. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, marriage was given to us by God, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to respect that.
Why do you sort of see our generation as valuing marriage less?
Maybe because now it's not as necessary as it used to be.
Why? Why is that?
Probably is because of capitalism
Mm,
and women being now in the workplace. So
okay.
there's, I mean, it might be good, it might be bad, but women don't need a man now
Yeah.
to provide for them because women are expected to work the same as men are.
Hmm.
And, you know, most houses now, the woman and the man are bringing in a similar amount of income, and it's not as necessary. And obviously, religion's kind of fallen off a bit. Maybe it's going to come back, maybe not, but that also has an effect. And
Yeah.
because the world's becoming more globalized, it, you know, I think back in the day you would grow up in a town and it would be like, right, you got to get married. But now it's like, there's so many options for young people now. You can go traveling,
Hmm.
you can go work in all these different countries. There's so much to do. We have so much freedom. We have so
Yeah.
many options now.
Especially at a young age.
100%, yeah. And things are available to us now that weren't for previous generations.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably affecting it as well.
Yeah.
People have this desire now, and obviously it's so available to go out and explore the world and like have a life of your own. So I think that's probably a pretty big reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you also see increasing divorce rates as something that would put off our generation for getting married? Because, for example, both of our parents are divorced. So, but that doesn't necessarily put us off the idea of marriage. But
No.
on a wide scale, I think what the divorce rate's like 50% now.
Yeah.
So maybe people of a younger age don't really see marriage as successful.
No, probably it's not. And they probably don't see it as what people used to see it as.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was probably more like, okay, marriage and it's final. It's like,
Yeah.
this is it. You're fully committed.
Till death do us part.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
now it's like, you can just get a divorce whenever you want.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? It becomes easy. And I think marriage becomes, it becomes less valuable. It becomes meaningless in a way.
Yeah.
Like that. But I think people, I mean, my friends and stuff, we all still think like, yeah, I would love to get married.
Mhm.
And I mean, 50%, I think there's still 50% of successful marriages.
Yeah.
So I think it's still a worthwhile, take the chance,
Yeah.
50-50, do you know what I mean? It's worth a shot.
Red or black.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
worth a shot.
Do you think it makes a family stronger if, say, the parents are married compared to maybe not married but still together, or in fact separated?
Yeah, I think when the two parents are still together,
Mhm.
it's better.
What about married compared to just sort of together?
I think it doesn't matter. If the parents are together, the parents are together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more about how you sort of
It's about
show
the
your
family
love
structure.
to each other.
Yeah, it's
in
just
front
about the
of your
structure
children.
being solid and strong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If that's in a marriage, cool. If it's not, cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But if the parents are together, the kids, everyone's in a feeling safe, feeling comfortable, you know, the family's a place where they can express themselves, build up their confidence.
Mhm.
That's what matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say you've got a friend who you don't agree with what they're doing. You know, maybe they're struggling for whatever reason, but their behaviour is affecting you in a negative light.
Their behaviour is affecting me. Okay.
Yeah. Where is the line, would you say, of sort of helping them overcome this, and where would the line be for you to just say, I've had enough, we are no longer friends?
Friends. Well, I think forgiveness is really important, especially if you value the relationship. And I think, you know, for your friendships, you've got to give people a chance.
Yeah.
And even multiple chances. But at the same time, Be cautious. Really don't let people take the piss. And I mean, from my own experiences, friendships that aren't working out, and I've kind of been trying, and I'm not getting anything back, or I'm not getting an acknowledgement of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable of just being like no, and going cold turkey, cutting them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think a mark of a good friend is sort of being able to see where that behaviour might be them struggling and them taking it out on you?
Yeah. I think empathy in friendships is really important. And I think friendships allow us to practice empathy.
Mm.
Friendships are a great kind of vehicle for us to practice these things like empathy, compassion, forgiveness. But, you know, if someone's really taken away a lot of your energy and, you know, if what they're doing is affecting you really bad and they're not acknowledging the situation, they're not trying to improve it,
Yeah.
you're speaking to them, they're just not taking anything in, there's no point staying. You got to put yourself first.
Okay, yeah.
And, you know, there's so many people in this world. There's so many people you can be friends with.
Yeah.
Don't settle.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes, especially like, let's say, you don't really feel like you've got that many sort of close friends, it can be really hard to sort of cut that friendship off.
Well, this is why you need to be comfortable being alone. Because when you're comfortable being alone, it becomes so much easier to not take shit from people.
Yeah.
Because you're not like, you don't have this desperation of like, no, I need this, I need these relationships, I need this friend, because without them, like, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
That's not a good mindset of being. If you can hold your own and you know you're okay on your own and you're confident in your ability to go out, meet new people, make more friends,
you lose that fear of sort of
100%.
cutting them off. Yeah. Sometimes it's better to cut the leg off rather than die by drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. It's true.
bit of a lackluster analogy.
Oh yeah,
but it's true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
And like you got to put yourself first. And you know your true friends are gonna put you first as well as themselves.
Yeah.
You know, a real friend, they're not gonna be dragging you down with them. And I think if you have high standards for the people in your life,
you're going to attract more of them sorts of people rather than settling.
And good friends, really good friends, exist. If you're looking at yourself, you think, my friends, you know, I'm not really getting what I'm seeing other people get. I don't feel so comfortable. There's so many people in the world. You just got to put yourself out there, keep your standards high, know what you want, and it's going to come and find you.
Yeah. Very unprofessional.
Yeah. I think it's just reflective of how the world, first of all,
views
especially
women.
and there's been religion stuff views sexuality, but only the sexuality of women. Let's remember that.
Yeah. Do you think there's sort of, I guess there is reason behind why society views the sexuality of men and women differently, in terms of like, if a man shags about, he's a bloody stud, and then if a woman does it, she's a slag. That's how it's viewed often.
Well, that's how it's viewed all of the time.
Do you think we're sort of going away from that or not?
I mean, I think people can try to, but I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Always
That's always going to be a thing. Women, men are sex symbols. Women are like whores. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think there's any? I feel like there's a reason for it, but do you think there's any like?
What do you think the reason is?
Because men will often just sleep with whoever they can, whereas women, like obviously women, like excluding sort of like rape and things like that, like women hold the sort of sexual power, I'd say.
Yeah, we do.
Um,
because we are like the supply.
Yeah.
And we create the demand.
Yeah. So I feel like that's sort of a reason, but whether that's a valid reason for, do you think there's any validity in that being the case?
That the sexuality of women is demonized and the sexuality of men is praised? No.
Do you, as you said, like sort of the demand is, like women create the demand. So do you think it should just be seen as like exactly the same. Like women should be like demonized, not whatsoever, for who they sleep with, like the same as men.
I think it's more so men just have, I feel like a lot of men, especially now, is a trend going. Men feel like this entitlement to be like, I'm a man, so I can do what I want sexually.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like, I see it as men using that as an excuse to not really address their uncontrollable sexual desires
Okay.
and not having. Because you know, there's these guys who are like, oh, I can shag about, I can do whatever, women can't. And they're usually the same guys talking about like self discipline,
Mm. Yeah.
masculinity. And it's
Yeah.
like, hello?
Yeah.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
I get you.
And listen, I understand, men can. It's different because women bear the responsibility physically
Yeah.
of sex more
Mm-hmm.
because we get pregnant.
Yeah.
And there's way more risks for women to have sex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think this whole thing of I don't buy into that at all.
No. Do you
I
think?
don't think men are entitled to go around shagging who they want, and women need to stay home. Not at all.
Yeah.
I think men like to control women's sexuality because they see it as a threat.
In what way? A threat of what?
Themselves. If guys are going about the world and they're not having any sex, that's
Mm-hmm.
really going to affect them more than it would affect a woman, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
And men are so much more like desperate
Mm-hmm.
for sex than women.
Yeah.
This is why all of the OnlyFans stuff. This is all men, and people put the blame on women. So people with this whole OnlyFans thing, it's like all these girls doing this, and it's like, okay, well, what? But why are these girls
Yeah.
able to do that? It's
Yeah.
because there's like millions of men willing to pay this money to see a photo of a girl naked.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone comes for Bonnie Blue, which I don't agree with what she's doing.
Yeah.
But for one Bonnie Blue, there's 1,000 men.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bonnie Blue wouldn't exist without all these men who are willing to like literally disrespect themselves so much, stand in a queue for hours
Yeah.
to like have sex for what, 30 seconds?
Yeah. With someone who's having sex with 1,000 people.
What's
Yeah.
worse? These are both like what she's doing, what they're doing are equally
Equal.
as bad.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's one woman and there's 1,000 men.
Yeah. Do you think
No one sees it like that enough.
Do you think a part
People
of it?
want to demonize the woman. It's her. She's doing this. It's like she wouldn't exist. She wouldn't be able to do this if men didn't work the way they did
Yeah.
and have this like this next level of desperation.
Yeah.
Where they would literally like do anything to have sex with a woman.
Mm-hmm. Do you think maybe like one of the reasons sort of it stands out more is because, as you said, like there is more men who like do that sort of thing compared to like say like Bonnie Blue shags 1,000 men in one day. Obviously, like she stands out more compared to the 1,000 men. Do you know what I mean? Because she's an individual. So do you think that's sort of why that
and she's
gets...
also orchestrating it?
Yeah.
And she's the face of it all.
Do you think that's sort of why that gets more sort of like attention rather than sort of not the blame, but sort of like the attention being on the men?
Well, I mean, she's getting most of the attention, first of all, because she wants it.
Yeah.
She's doing this for attention as well. She's doing it to make money. This is why she's going on all the podcasts and stuff. But yeah, I think people are just completely overlooking the role that men have to play in all of this.
Mm. Do you think there's any empowerment in sort of women sexualizing themselves? I mean, Bonnie Blue is obviously an extreme example compared to like... Well, I guess that would be debated, like someone doing OnlyFans compared to what Bonnie Blue is doing. Obviously, it is more of an extreme sort of example.
Yeah.
But do you think there is any empowerment in sort of women sexualizing themselves and profiting off it?
I think there's the empowerment in women not letting themselves being sexually repressed, which I think happens a lot.
Yeah.
And like, admit themselves, women too are sexual beings as much as men are.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same desires. I think we definitely go about it differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I think reclaiming our sexuality is important. But I don't think things like OnlyFans or sex work is empowering, no.
No. Do you think there's a difference between sort of OnlyFans and... Do you think OnlyFans is a form of prostitution?
But yeah, anything where you're like selling sex.
Yeah. Do you think sort of OnlyFans is more empowering than like traditional prostitution?
I think empowering's the wrong word. It's safer.
Yeah. Gives them more control.
Gives them more control. I mean, a woman's definitely, if she's going to be involved in sex work, it's better off that she probably works for herself. She's doing OnlyFans. She's not under with some pimp.
Mm-hmm.
Girls now can make money. They don't actually have to touch any man.
Yeah.
They don't have to. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to do anything. But I don't think that means that you should do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But there's always going to be sex workers. There always has been. I think OnlyFans is a good way for people to do it safely without the risks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's probably also making it too easy to do, where women who would never be a prostitute, would never be involved in real life sex work, are now getting involved in the online stuff because, it's so watered down.
Yeah.
As I say, you don't have to touch any man, you don't have to meet up with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still make so much money.
It's sort of promoted more as well, compared
It's promoted.
And sort of...
And it's more acceptable. If I say, okay, I'm selling pictures of myself on the internet and I'm making like decent money, a lot of people would be very okay with that. But if I said I'm making decent money, but I'm actually going out having sex with men, that's a very different thing.
Yeah, we sort of recorded for about 2 hours in that episode. It wasn't as good as the first one. I feel like we chatted a lot of shit, went off topic quite a lot, which isn't always a bad thing, but I just feel like it was quite like irrelevant things that people wouldn't really know what we were talking about or care about. So I've tried to sort of salvage the stuff that I thought had a bit of value in it, and that's why it only lasted about half an hour compared to the first one, which was over an hour. I think the issues that I had with recording the podcast with Mia was I thought I had more time than I did. We were originally supposed to post about 4 podcasts together. We only ended up filming 2, and hence I feel like the stuff I was asking, I was less specific to her and more just stuff that I wanted to talk about. So if I'm going to do another one with her in the future, which hopefully I will, I likely will, then I feel like that it needs to be catered more towards what she's had experience in and the sort of stories that's led her up to the place she is now. And that just goes for every guest in general. I don't want to sort of just be asking them questions that they don't really have any knowledge in. I've had just over 3 months to sort of reflect on the episodes with Mia. I'm looking to do a solo podcast for episode number 5. I've filmed episode number 4 already, which should be uploaded pretty soon because I just need to get it out really. It's been a while since I have posted one. I've just been trying to sort out other guests, to be honest, and I didn't really want to have long breaks between them. So I wanted to sort of get a bit ahead of schedule rather than just sort of having to book guest by guest. I want to sort of get a couple of people on, have a couple ready to upload rather than editing them one by one and distributing them like that. So yeah, episode number 5 is going to be a solo one, just sort of reflecting on the first 4 podcasts, what I liked about them, what went wrong, sort of improvements for the future. I guess if I'm doing solo podcasts as well, that can sort of give me an opportunity to delve deeper into topics that I'd like to talk about. That's why I ended up sort of a more scattered podcast. I do a lot more editing on this one than the other 2 that I've filmed because there was just a lot of gaps where it wasn't really relevant. The 4th podcast that I filmed was in a shorter style as well. I'm just sort of getting to grips with what I want the podcast to be, which again I'll talk about more in the sort of podcast where I'm reviewing the other ones. But I thought I'd just add this little video to the end just to sort of explain some of the things that I want to improve about the podcast, really. But yeah, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you all for listening once again, and stay tuned for episode number 4.
I feel like a lot of that was just nonsense. So we'll see what I keep in the edit.